Producers, we need to talk. A lot of you still don't understand how sample clearance works, and it scares me. And here's why. Because at some point, I hope this happens sooner than later for you, but at some point you're going to get a big record, whether it's a major placement with a artist that's signed to a major label, whether it's a big sync placement, a song that just ends up going viral. Not understanding this could cause problems for you if you sample, especially if you believe this particular myth or you try to do some sneaky stuff to avoid sample clearance. Now, hopefully, you still don't believe the lies that you can sample a certain amount of a song and it's legal and you don't have to clear it, or you can flip a sample and as long as you transform it, that somehow you don't have to clear that sample, or that the fair use doctrine somehow applies to you sampling a song to make a beat. Those are some of the basic lies that we've been told about sample clearance. That's what happens when we take music business advice from YouTube comment sections from people with 1 subscriber, a 10-year-old account, and a username that looks like one of those incredibly strong suggested passwords from Google. There's this big sample clearance lie that I've been seeing people not only believe but also spread, especially in my comment section lately. I don't know why, but I need to address it because it's happening right here on my channel. Now, shout out to you if you're watching my video. If you're leaving comments, I appreciate that. What I would appreciate, though, is not spreading misinformation because you never know who's watching. The comment section tends to be like the Wild Wild West. This is how these harmful and potentially career-destroying myths end up being spread. I'm not here to disrespect anyone in the comment section. I wish this didn't happen, but also you did give me an idea for this video. These are a couple comments that I got on the same video. This has to do with Kanye West getting sued for sample clearance. If you don't know what happened, basically Kanye West sampled a Donna Summer record. He couldn't get it cleared, so he replayed it and changed it up a little, and now they're suing him because they didn't clear it. This commenter says that because Kanye West attempted to clear the sample and it was denied, he has the right to just change the sample up a little, and now he can't technically get sued. That's absolutely not true. Here's someone else who puts it a little more plainly. Kanye is known for sample recreation using session players. Okay, I've done that before. I've replayed samples. I did it on the La Pat Pony record. We didn't want to sample Timberland's Genuine record Pony, so I recreated it and we avoided the master clearance. More on this later. We still had to clear it with them. I'll explain. Some call it interpolation. Well, the law calls it interpolation, and the musician's job is to recreate the sample as close as possible. That is a cover version, so no permission needed. On College Dropout, he uses Kevin Lewis, he means Ken Lewis, for many tracks for sample recreation. I don't know that to be true at all. Somebody tell me, but I have a feeling that Music Clover, is that supposed to say music lover? Come on. Music Lover 7704. I doubt that guy was there at the College Dropout sessions. Now, this is a conversation that is ongoing in the music producer community. It's a burning question. If you replay a sample, if you recreate it from scratch, do you have to clear it? It's a mystery, right? No, it's not a mystery. The answer is yes, you still have to clear it. Let's check out tracklib. Now, tracklib is co-founded by Deborah Gardner, the queen of sample clearance. Look her up. If you replay or recreate a sample note for note and use it in a new production, but do not use the original audio, then it's called interpolation. If you interpolate music, you still have to get permission from the right holders of the composition, but not on the master because you're not using the pre-existing sound recording. Someone who actually clears samples wrote this. Back to the chart. Normally when I show this chart, I'm talking to producers about their intellectual property when it comes to a beat. Now, a beat and a song are the same. They're both recorded pieces of music because every recorded piece of music automatically generates 2 copyrights. That means when you clear a sample, you have to clear both of these copyrights. You have to clear the master recording and you have to clear the composition. Now, if you replay the sample, if you create a new master recording, no, you don't have to clear this side, which is great. It makes it easier. It makes it, twice as easy because you've just eliminated half of the work. But you do have to clear this portion because when you recreate a sample, you're still using the original composition and the original composers still have to give you permission. So why can't producers clear samples? Well, they can, but it's probably absolutely pointless. Why, you ask? Well, because if I clear a sample for an instrumental, that sample is only cleared for use in my instrumental. Now, before you say it in the comments, I know you're going to say it. Tracklib is different, right? Tracklib has a pre-clearance license on the songs that are in their database, but this is something unique to Tracklib specifically. And I do believe if one of the sample creators, someone who's a rights holder, someone who owns some part of that song, either on the underlying composition or the sound recording or both, if they object to the content of your song, they can pull the plug on that clearance. And I also know this is going to come up in the comments too. What about Splice? What about Splice? Splice is royalty free. Royalty free sounds do not require sample clearance. That is the entire point of the royalty free model. So back to what I was saying. Let's say I sample Donna Summer's song, I Feel the Love, in a beat. I really like the beat. I want to get the sample cleared because I feel like this beat could go somewhere. What would I have to do to get that sample cleared? Donna Summer, I Feel Love. It was released in 1977 on Atlantic Records. Cool, so you think you have to just clear it with Atlantic, right? Because Atlantic, as a record label, owns the master recording. However, if you recall that chart, there are two different and separate copyrights to every single recorded piece of music. One is the master, one is the underlying composition. When you sell a beat to a label or when you get signed to a label as an artist, the label pays you and assumes ownership of your master recording copyright. They don't and they shouldn't touch your underlying composition. That's separate. So the owners of the underlying composition are the people who wrote the song. It's written by Donna, Giorgio, and Pete. So you would have to clear it with them. Well, Donna Summer is unfortunately deceased, so you would have to clear it with her estate. Okay, so now that's three different entities you have to clear it with, right? Atlantic Records, Donna Summer, Giorgio Moroder, and Pete B. But it does not end there. Each of these writers has their own publisher. Look down here on I Feel Love, we have Rick's Music. I don't know who Rick's Music is representing, but each one of the co-writers, Giorgio, Pete, and then the songwriter Donna Summer, they have their own publishing entity as well that you would have to clear it with. So now we're talking, you got to clear it with Atlantic Records, you got to clear it with the three writers, and then you have to clear it with three more publishing entities. That's a lot. It's a lot of work. I mean, it'd be hard enough just trying to get a hold of these folks. They're celebrities. So, all right, I really want to clear this record. I somehow do it. I fly all over the world. I get it done. I spend thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars maybe. And I send this beat to Kanye West, right? And he picks it for his Vultures album. He's about to release it. Then Donna Summer's estate says, nah, we're not clearing this. But wait, you already cleared it with me. I paid thousands of dollars. I traveled to Italy. I did everything I had to do to clear the sample for my beat. They cleared the sample for my beat, but as we saw in the real world case of Kanye West being sued by Donna Summer's estate, they object to Kanye West. Has nothing to do with me or my beat. They cleared the sample for me. They didn't clear the sample for him. And they, Donna Summer's estate, like many others in the music industry, are stonewalling Kanye for his recent complimentary comments about a certain famous fascist genocidal figure in history. Not the current genocidal fascist that we know and love, but the dead one. So I just wasted all that time, energy, and money on nothing. And that's why there's no reason for me, as the producer, to clear that sample. You notice that it's artists generally who complain about sample clearance denial and not producers. Why is that? Yeah, because beats generally aren't controversial. But artists, the statements they make, the lives they lead, they tend to be. Their lyrical content tends to be controversial. A lot of artists are religious. A lot of artists have particular political leanings. And so when somebody who samples them writes a song that goes against those morals, there's a chance that they won't clear that sample. And as I showed you with the Donna Summer example, there are three artists, three writers. The labels probably won't care. They'll probably clear the sample, maybe not, but they probably will. The publishers probably will too. But those three writers, if any one of them denies sample clearance, it's dead in the water. Whereas celebrities like Kanye give interviews, their statements and their ideas, their mishaps are widely reported in the news media. Producers, for the most part, are unknown. We don't know their political leanings. We don't know the intimate details of their lives. I mean, you probably know mine if you follow me on Twitter, but Donna Summer's estate doesn't know me from a can of paint. So hopefully this clears some things up and you don't go around believing and spreading myths that could potentially get you in a legal bind. Do your research, read books, talk to the experts, get information from reliable sources, because Mosaic0757 might not know what he's talking about. Much success to you. Appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.